Working on boxing, the legendary. I mean, you know, if you would score a fight one away off TV and other guys did, they would be wrong. Harold, yesterday, Ali Frazier won 35 years. Some memories, some thoughts, some reflections.
No, probably the greatest fight of my lifetime, to say the least. I mean, you know, it was happening. You had to be there. Everybody was there. It was a great fight. Going in, I thought Ali would beat him, but Joe came through. It was Joe Frazier at his finest moment, his finest hour. And, you know, when he dropped Ali in the 11th round, that sort of sealed the deal. And there's no question Joe won. He was aggressive. He hit harder. And just a sensational night. You know, Frank Sinatra taking pictures, Arthur McCanty, the referee, all the celebrities, Garden Gym to the rafters. It was a wonderful night in boxing history, certainly one we'll remember for a long time, and the first fight in an absolutely sensational trilogy of, you know, three great Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier fights.
Would you say the third one was the greatest of the three?
I presume the third one was the greatest of the three. I mean, you know, that was an out-and-out war. Both guys, you know, ready to go to the hospital. The Thriller in Manila. Eddie Futch wouldn't let Joe out for what was it? Round 15? Yeah, and you know, absolutely sensational fight. The third one. As far as fights goes, the third one was the best.
Harold, no, how'd you get into boxing?
Well, my dad used to take me to a place called Long Beach Stadium out in Long Beach, Long Island. It was an outdoor arena that used to run every Friday night during the summer, and I was a kid then. But everybody fought at Long Beach. I mean, Roland LaStarza fought there, Sandy Sadler, Rocky Castellani, Tony Gidero, Patty DeMarco. I mean, anybody who was anybody in those days fought outdoors at Long Beach Stadium. It was run by Teddy Brenner and Irvin Cohn.
Teddy Brenner, the matchmaker for the Guard.
Yeah, and if it didn't rain, every Friday night they had boxing at Long Beach. So really, that's where I built up my interest in boxing. One thing led to the other. When I went to college, I used to go to St. Nicholas Arena every week, and then when I got out of the service, I used to go to Madison Square Garden every week. So it was sort of, you know, I was just a born boxing fan.
You know, Harold, the thing about you, I think the biggest word when you think about Harold Lederman is integrity, credibility and integrity, and you got to really feel honored about that. I mean, you just seemed as an honest man.
Well, you know, I tell you, a boxing judge has only got two things going for him. Number one, he's honest, and number two, he's competent. And, you know, you build up a competency, really, by watching a lot of fights, by going, keeping score, and you got to be honest. I mean, you got to call him the way you see him, no matter what, you know, no matter how you feel, you just got to call it the way you see it. Sometimes it hurts when you see a favorite of yours get beat, but, hey, that's the game.
You know, the old saying, like father, like son. In your case, like father, like daughter.
Exactly. I'm very proud of Julie. She does a nice job.
Yeah, she is. Harold, a couple of big fights coming real quick. You know, you got Obscene Rockman against James Toney. How do you see that one?
Well, you know, I hate to pick a winner for the simple reason that I got to keep score. I don't want you to think that I'm leaning towards one guy or another. But I got to say this much. James Toney has probably got the charisma that boxing needs in the heavyweight division. Boxing needs somebody with swagger. Boxing needs another Muhammad Ali. You know, somebody that the public is really going to take a liking to. You know, James Toney's just crazy enough that he's going to grab the appeal of the general public. So, you know, for boxing, it would be great if Toney won. But on the other hand, Rock has earned, you know, he's earned it. I mean, he knocked out Lennox Lewis. Unfortunately, he lost the title in his first defense. He's fought everybody, I mean, from Evander Holyfield on down. So, you know, Rock is the bigger guy, the stronger guy. James, you never know. I mean, he beat Ruiz. They took the title away. James claims he never did steroids. I love his line. He says, look at me. He says, do I look like I did steroids? That's a great line, you know. I mean, James, but that's James Toney. James Toney's a fun person. James Toney really knows how to fight. It's a very interesting fight. It's a big James Toney against God knows what. I mean, it's a big Hasim Rahman against God knows what James Toney's going to weigh. If James comes in at the 217 that he came in against Evander Holyfield at, James is going to mop the floor with him. But I don't think James Toney's going to be anywhere near 217. From what I've been seeing, he's probably going to be closer to 240. Whether he's going to give up too much speed or not, I don't know. So it becomes a very, very interesting fight. But I'll say this much. If Toney were to win that heavyweight title, I really believe he'd give boxing the charisma that it really needs. We need a heavyweight champion that's got real charisma. You know, Nikolai Valuev just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, you know, I think we've seen the last of James Toney at 217. Right now, last question. The guy right now, deemed by most experts the best fighter pound for pound in the world, Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Boy, how can you take it away from Floyd? He's amazing. There's a guy that probably the hardest working guy in the gym. I mean, he trains like all get out. You know, I'm sure he's working day and night, night and day, to get ready for Zab Judah. You never can count Zab Judah out of a fight. I mean, we saw Zab Judah in the second Corey Spinks fight, and he was nothing short of sensational. Zab can fight. I mean, it may turn out to be one of Floyd Mayweather's hardest fights. Zab Judah's got speed, power. He had an off night with Baldomir, there's no question, but that wasn't the real Zab Judah. I think you're going to see a lot better Zab Judah. I hope the fight is competitive. You know, Floyd's moving up a lot. He's going up to 147. And it's going to be very, very interesting because Floyd all of a sudden may find that he's not as quick at 147 as he was at 140. But certainly, you got to consider Floyd Mayweather to be, by a mile, the #1 fighter pound for pound in the world today. And I'm really looking forward to the fight.
Great. Well, the #1 judge in the world, pound for pound, Harold Lederman. Harold, thanks a lot. Always good to see you.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Dr. Stanley working on boxing, the very best, Harold Lederman.
Soy Cristel y yo quiero que tú te suscribas al canal Las 5 Esquinas.